Hello, and welcome back to Bellastar Astrology. This is your host, Stella, here with the September 2022 Taurus horoscope, all about how your life will be changing throughout this month. I just want to remind all of you to please like and subscribe and share this video. And if you haven't already checked out, there is a link below if you would like your own personal synastry reading so that you can learn all about how your love life will be impacted now that we're going into cuffing season, aka Libra season, right? And most importantly, please check out the playlist below where you can check the rest of your big three, sun, moon, or rising, in the link in the description for September 2022. But let's jump right in. This is a full month for Taurus, especially when it comes to some fun times you're supposed to be having, right? So Venus is going into a Virgo, which is actually your fifth house. And this is going to impact you greatly as it's going to be a fun time all around. Really, this month is probably going to usher in some exciting new romantic dates that you might have with your significant other or someone new that you might meet, especially with Venus being there and the fifth house representing romance and love. And then, of course, you might actually end up, if you're a Taurus female and you're looking to maybe make a child, let's say, you can definitely have a little bit more luck in this month. So definitely looking forward to that, as Venus is very good with helping mothers. And the fifth house also represents children. So there might be just a little bit more love in your life all around with you and your children. Most importantly, we're going to get to the 9th of the month, September 9th, as Mercury is going to go retrograde in Libra. Libra being in your sixth house is going to really impact your health, your fitness, and maybe some of the daily activities that you do, just the habits that you have. And it going retrograde is going to highlight maybe some of the shortcomings in the decisions that you've made in your health or in the actions that you've taken overall. So you really want to take assessment of how far you have come so far with the habits and health and fitness decisions that you've made. And maybe this is a renewal of your commitment to those things, or even better, you see some results, because really Mercury can push you to maybe go see a doctor or have more impactful conversations about how you can be healthier. And maybe there's some positives at the end of this road, especially as Mercury is going to retrograde into your fifth house, which means you'll probably be celebrating at the end of the month and just really happy about the results that you're getting and how good you're doing with the habits that you've been implementing. Just keep up the good work and try your best to, instead of letting Mercury drag you down, and a lot of times people say, oh, everything's wrong with Mercury retrograde. Mercury is really such an important planet, especially when it's in the sixth house, which is its traditional house, and it traditionally rules the sixth house. You want to make sure that you take advantage of this placement and do the best that you can, as Mercury is stronger in retrograde. So moving on to the full moon in Pisces on September 10th. And this is in your 11th house. And socially speaking, Taurus, like, you are such a good friend, you're such a good person, but this full moon is really like highlighting, like, there are some people out there that are just not for you. So maybe it's time, take a step, take an assessment of who is it that you'd like to keep in your life and who is it that you need to sort of let go of. And, at the same time, what dreams, because 11th house also represents dreams as it's in Pisces in your 11th house. What dreams have you been sort of hitched on that may not be realistic, let's say within the next 10 to 15 months, or even in the future in general? So taking advantage and doing as much as you can to connect to the activities that you feel most get you to the point of your future, and end some of the habits, hobbies, situations that you've been doing that are not in alignment with the future that you're trying to build. Moving on, Sun enters Libra on the 22nd. this is going to highlight again, like all of these things are all happening around your sixth house in Libra. Like we're going to keep going back to the same thing. Sun is going to be there on the 22nd. New moon is going to be there on the 24th. Venus is going to be there on the 29th. All of these connections are trying to tell you something about your health, about your fitness, about the way that you approach your daily life, about your work life balance. Maybe you're not happy with your work and the retrograde is going to force you to see how can you change this. And as sun and new moon go in there, you start to make new decisions about what you'd like to do for work on a daily basis. And then when Venus finally enters Libra on the 29th, you're like, hey, like let's do X, Y, and Z. Venus is such a good time, especially since Venus also represents financial income and financial wealth. Venus is such a good indicator of how you can make it. And as it's transiting your sixth house, it could be that the decisions that you make about your habits, about your work life, about what you'll do for service in order to gain, this is what you do to gain, not necessarily what you gain from what you do, right? Which is the eighth house. What you do every day in work could be a sign or a key to how you can build wealth. So definitely take advantage of these transits. As I said, the sun moves into Libra on the 22nd, highlighting your need to change something, highlighting your need to do something radical, to really push yourself in a certain direction when it comes to your health and to the habits that you take every day. Then it's, of course, the fall equinox, which means just a letting go in general in society of certain things. Maybe you're going to shed a new skin because you've lost a lot of weight, or you've gained a new perspective on how you can be more healthy without, negative habits, whether you've had, some sort of disorder or some sort of setback when it comes to your health, and now you're going to take a new approach so you can improve it. And then, of course, Mercury is going to retrograde into Virgo, which is going to take that pressure off of the sixth house with Mercury mindset and mind, and enter it into the fifth house, which is like fun and just being romantic and being connected to your partner. But how do these things impact your romantic life? How does it impact your fun overall? Maybe you're a person who needs to lose a few extra pounds, or even just start walking more. So the fun that you used to have in nature, which I'm sure a lot of you Taurus love, you love to be in nature. Maybe it's time for you to walk a little more so you can be and do more things in nature that you love, right? Just an idea. And of course, the new moon in Libra, again, you can set new foundation for yourself and decide what new things you're going to do in the future to improve yourself and improve your habits. And of course, I don't want to neglect the sixth house also represents your pets and how you connect with your coworkers as well as your subordinates. If you're a boss and you can decide to take a new leaf when it comes to these things and maybe be a better boss in the future, what sort of decisions that you're making that are impacting your employees, and change that as well. And then finally, like I said, Venus moves into Libra on September 29th. This is the last transit into Libra and really the last major transit of the month. So this is going to be a big deal when it comes to giving you a little bit of grace and, understanding about what's going on in that side of your life in sixth house matters. So like I said, be prepared for some changes when it comes to your daily habits. And of course, I just want to say thank you for watching, all of my Taurus out there. Please, if you are interested in your own reading, please click on the link in the description. And of course, please check out the playlist for all of September 2022, as I will be highlighting all of the things for your sun, moon, and rising, and for all 12 signs. And again, please like and subscribe and share this video with all of your friends so that they too can have, a little reading about what's going on in the month. And good luck to you, Taurus.